Safe Schools Rainbow Roundtable. Safe Schools South Florida Rainbow Roundtable took place on April 1st and was exclusively broadcasted by Queer News Tonight. In addition to the standard viewing distribution on social media pages, this important discussion about the future of LGBTQ plus youth in Florida was broadcasted live on Roku, Apple TV, Android TV, and Fire TV on the Happening Out Television Network app. Safe Schools' mission is to create safer schools where all students can learn and thrive, regardless of real or perceived sexual orientation, gender identification, gender expression, that of their own or their parents and guardians. This year's roundtables participants included Kai Carey, Javier Gomez, Kaylee Lechapelle, Javon Sellers, Ashley Mayfield, Olivia Bergeron-Oakes, Harold Marrero, and Aron Bos-Lun. The roundtable also featured special performances by singer and songwriter Joey Young and a drag performance by Crystal Ross Lepaige. We invite you to watch this important Safe Schools Rainbow Roundtable to learn more. I'm at a loss because I got tongue-tied there.
No, you did great. I think that this is a very important issue, especially here in Florida. Oop, Jinx, you owe me a Coke.
Especially in Florida, yes.
Because, more nefarious legislation is moving forward. Obviously, don't say gay, as anyone who predicts that the sun will rise could have told you, is going to be expanded. There's a motion right now to end all drag cabaret shows under any circumstances in the state. I mean, there's just a lot of bad stuff coming out. And thank God we have a good friend of the show and leader of Safe Schools, Scott Galvin, who basically is single-handed. I mean, he's got a great board, but he is out there every day leading the charge to say, hey, wake up, listen. And because he was talking about things back in September, October, he was like, be on the lookout for this. This is going to be coming. And of course, he's been elected. He's served in office, so he knows how things work and the ebb and flow of things. And he's been out there waving the flag, saying, but not just saying, hey, the fascists are coming. He's also out there raising community awareness and trying to get us to help turn the tide so that that we can move forward in a positive way on LGBTQ rights. I encourage everybody to please find it on Roku, Apple TV, Android TV, all of them, and watch this wonderful and important forum.
I think it's also important that as we discuss topics like Don't Say Gay, that we educate ourselves as a community as to exactly what the legislation is about. It's one of the poorest written pieces of legislation that I have written, and that's what makes it dangerous, because it could be manipulated to anyone's benefit in that moment.
It's intentionally written vague.
And I understand that. But that's why I think it's important that we as a community understand that it's the clarity of the language, and we need to be sure that we're all saying and explaining this correctly. Because I have actually had people come up to me and say, well, what's wrong with this legislation? And the minute I start talking about how vague the language is and how it can be manipulated in turn, then they understand. They just think it's the topic. I can't say gay in the classroom. Well, no, you can't, and this is why you can't, and this is how it can be manipulated. But we're not explaining that, just like I think a lot of gay people don't explain the benefits of gay marriage. It's not a religious process, it's a legal process. And we use the word marriage because that's how the United States federal government, since the day of our conception as a country, has used that term marriage. It's a benefits package. It's not necessarily religious, but it's been manipulated by the religious community to whip up their supporters.
Yeah.
So I think we need to, as a community, be very clear and educate ourselves so that we can explain explain our position, and point out why it's poorly written and how it can benefit others and hurt us. And I just don't see that happening with the community. And I think we have to be a little better at representing ourselves and explaining our position other than we're against it. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And then we have to work on our allies. We have to work on our politicians and getting the African American community into it and the Latino community into it. Any community that can be there for support, we have to build better bridges.
I absolutely agree. Unfortunately, nuance and details are not the strong suit. I was a news writer for 28 years. I'm still a news writer. nuance and thought are not strong suits of their headlines. That's where the money is. But at least you can take comfort, buddy, in the fact knowing that every time a same-sex couple marries, a preacher in Oklahoma cries.
LGBTQ plus news is vital for our community and for the broader world as a whole. We have enough enemies at Fox News. Tucker, Sean, and Laura are loud. We need passionate allies. Happening Out Television Network, Queer News Tonight, and It's Happening Out are literally out of the closet and into the headlines. Our community needs your support. Like this broadcast and subscribe now to ensure the growth of the entire LGBTQ plus community.